So good morning, everybody, dear distinguished guests, dear speakers, dear participants. It's our great honor to welcome you all here in the today's seminar, Business Opportunities in Italy, which has been organized by Kaunas Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Crafts and Lithuania in collaboration with the Embassy of the Republic of Lithuania to the Italian Republic, and Enterprise Europe Network, which is the largest business support network in the world for small and medium enterprises. My name is Ingrida Braziūnienė. I'm the head of International Relations Department at Kaunas Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Crafts, and I will be your moderator today. Italy is not just known for its rich history and stunning landscapes, but also for its dynamic business environment and innovative industries. Today, we'll explore various sectors, discuss the key trends, and share valuable insights that can help you to better understand this market. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed speakers, whose expertise and insights will undoubtedly enrich our discussion. But we are particularly privileged to have with us distinguished guests. The Ambassador of Lithuania to Italy, Her Excellency Mrs. Dalia Kreivienė, and the Ambassador of Italy to Lithuania, His Excellency Emmanuel de Maigret. Really, your presence today enriches our event, and we are grateful for your commitment and looking forward to hearing your insights and perspectives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Ambassador Dalia Kreivienė. Your Excellency, we will be honored to hear your welcome remarks.
Dear Ambassador of Italy in Lithuania, dear colleague Emanuele, dear Honorary Council of Lithuania for the Sicilian region, dear Alessandro, dear all, good morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us for this online seminar dedicated to exploring business opportunities in Italy. It's really a pleasure to see connected representatives from both Lithuanian and Italian business communities coming together this morning to share their insights, experiences, and explore avenues for mutual growth. So our aim today is to foster greater understanding between our two countries' businesses environments and to identify new opportunities for collaboration. Today's seminar is part of a series of initiatives that our embassy, in cooperation with various partners, organizes both in person and online, and we believe that these events contribute to expanding and strengthening the economic ties between Lithuania and Italy. So allow me to express my sincere gratitude to our partners who have made this event possible. First of all, I would like to thank our representatives from the Italian Business Confederations. Thank you, Giada from Sicindustria. Giada is our already long-standing friend in Sicily. Thank you, Piera Ponta from Confindustria Genova office. And we are also grateful to representatives from two companies, from Italian Gruppo Fos and Lithuanian company Ikari, for their collaboration and contribution, which will enrich today's discussion and through their examples will illustrate that doing business together is a right choice. So thank you, Giorgio and Lina, for being with us this morning. So talking about the bilateral agenda between Lithuania and Italy, I would like to underline that strong bilateral relations between Lithuania and Italy are reflected in our political, economic, and cultural exchanges at both international and bilateral level. Italy is an important economic partner of Lithuania among our top 10 trade partners. Yet, looking at the figures, I want to say that there remains untapped potential in further enhancing these ties, especially when we look at Italy's 31st rank in foreign direct investments ranking in Lithuania. So the embassy's economic team, and I am particularly grateful to my commercial attaché Laura for this initiative. And me personally, we are committed to advancing the bilateral economic agenda, focusing on increasing our bilateral trade flows and building partnerships in high value added sectors, such as life sciences, financial technologies, space technologies, or defense industry. So I am sure that today's presentations by SIC Industria and Confindustria Genova and any other, and of course our Honorary Consul Alessandro and companies will provide valuable insights and spark new ideas for Lithuanian businesses to partner with their Italian counterparts. So I wish everyone a fruitful exchange of ideas and experiences. Once again, thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope you will find today's discussion mutually beneficial. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And now I want to pass the word to the Ambassador of Italy to Lithuania, His Excellency Emmanuel de Maigret. Your Excellency, you are now invited to share your insights.
Thank you very much. So first of all, thank you to my friend Daila Creviene and her team for their tremendous cooperation and job. I think we are really in line on what are the priorities, and we work together hand in hand in order to improve all the relations between Italy and Lithuania, but in general also, in particular also the relations in the economic sector. I would like also to thank the KONAS Chamber of Commerce, the Enterprise Europe Network, and SIC Industria for organizing this event. I think this is KONAS is a very important economic area, and we are important Italian investment in KONAS area. So we pay a lot of attention to your needs, and feel free to reach out to us for any needs in terms of cooperation, especially in the economic sector. I would like also to seize the opportunity in order to have to present what is Italy now here in Lithuania. We have the embassy in Vilnius with a team of in the economic sector. We have the Italian Trade Agency. We have an office in Warsaw, but also an antenna here in our embassy, which is at your disposal for any kind of inquiry and proposal of cooperation. We have also a Chamber of Commerce, which is based both in Italy and Lithuania, which is doing events in different sectors all over the years. Bilateral trade, as my friend Daila said, can be improved. We got 2.3 billion euros for last year, 1.4 billion export from Italy, and 900 million import from Lithuania. Of course, there is room for improvement, and we are here for that reason. And there are also a lot of reasons to invest and to do business with Italy. I try to summarize a bit. It's a huge, let's say, there is a huge number of reasons why it's a good idea to do business with Italy, but I just want to mention 5 of them. Italy is a strong manufacturing and industrial country, and is developed in many sectors such as defense, aerospace, logistics, infrastructures, machinery, mechatronics, automotive, chemical industry, circular economy, fashion, design, and furniture. These are some of the major sectors that are where Italy is particularly developed. So are the sectors that where cooperation can be increased. Italy has a strategic location, a gateway to Europe and the Mediterranean, is quite advanced and logistic networks in terms of port and other kind of infrastructures connecting different areas and very dynamic areas of the world. We have a rich tradition of innovation, and Italian companies are all often leaders in design, technology, and engineer, and we have a skilled and well-educated workforce, especially, as I said, in engineering, design, and science. The fourth reason is that we're very supportive of business and investment environment. Of Italy offers several incentives for foreign companies, including tax breaks, subsidies, and investment grants, particularly in less developed areas. And if you want to go in depth in this area, of course, the Italian Trade Agency is one of the main tasks is to attract foreign investment. So you will get all the information is needed in order to get into the Italian market, and especially if you're interested in investing in our country. And then last but not least, Italy is a rich consumer market with demand for quality and luxury. I think that is a huge market for Lithuanian companies. I've been visiting companies in these months, very, very interesting. And the latest sector I was exploring was the laser. I was visiting some laser companies, but not only important companies in different fields, from AI, fintech, and IoT, and so on. So it's a quite advanced economy, so with some peaks of technology and top-notch companies. So Italy, as well as it's as a quite broad spectrum of companies that are willing to cooperate and to expand also in the Lithuanian market. So I hope that today's event will be able to foster these kind of activities. And so I will seize again the opportunity to thank you all for doing this, and I'm here, and my team, we are also all of us, we are at your disposal for any kind of inquiry and cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And now I want to pass the word to the Commercial Attaché of Lithuania at the Embassy of Lithuania to Italy, Mrs. Laura Šerėnienė, to share a welcome word.
Yeah, I can put my camera on, just, I don't know why, because it's writing me that it's blocked. Ingrida, can you put the camera on? Hello. Yeah. Welcome to everybody for this webinar on business opportunities in Italy. I'm Laura Šerėnienė, and I'm commercial attaché of the Embassy of Lithuania in Rome. And my job is practically to help the companies to try who are trying to get the Italian market, to develop the business and cooperation with Italian companies. So I was very happy to receive a request from Kaunas Chambers for some kind of seminar, what we can do for Kaunas companies and for Lithuanian companies, and to make this path to Italy easier. And I'm very happy to say that when I applied to a lot of people from Sitindustria, Confindustria, for our honorary consul, Alessandro Palmigiano, who accepted this offer to organize a common seminar and to help us all to understand how functions Italian market. I was very pleased that we have such a big group of people today who are willing to contribute and to direct Lithuanian companies in Italian market. So thank you very much for this market entry strategies that I'm sure you will share today, business practices, also cultural aspects, because are very important to note that in different countries there are different cultural aspects that our companies have to take into consideration. Also legal aspects that our honorary consul will share. And the success stories are also encouraging. So thank you for all of you who applied to my request and were willing to find time also in very early morning for Italians, but still today. From my point of view, I would say that Lithuanian advantages are in advanced technologies, sustainable solutions, in initiatives like green initiatives, innovative initiatives. And we are, as a country, because we are smaller, we are faster, we are more flexible, and we could look for niches for cooperation. Because of that, we as an embassy, together with Lithuanian ministries, identified some 6 priority areas for bilateral cooperation and economic sector, but especially in these high technologies and more sustainable solutions. And one of the sectors is life sciences, that we will have today a success story of life sciences topic, because Lithuania is investing a lot and government is giving a lot of attention to the life sciences sector. We have a goal to reach a 5% of GDP by 2030. And the Italians' GDP in life sciences is 10.6%. So here 2 countries have a high level of ambitions and also developments in life sciences issues. And because of that, we are working as embassy a lot in this sector, especially in the regions where the life sciences sector is more developed, like Lombardy, Lazio, Toscana, and concentrating in the regions, usually because the Rome is the capital, but there are a lot of economies going on in Italy in the regions. And I'm very happy that we have a Genova representative of Confindustria today, so they can show a little bit more how the regions work and what are specializing. And it's important when you choose where to work in Italy to choose the right region who is specializing in the right sectors. Another sector that we are concentrating as embassy is renewable energy, our know-how in LNG, for example, in solar energy, the goals that countries have, like Italy has the goal to have 60% of energy from renewable energy by 2030. Transport and logistics is also very important. The diversification of transport routes, connecting of north and south. We are trying to do some projects to connect Lithuania and Italy, not only by road, but by rail, by air, have had more direct flights from Italy to Lithuania. Fintech sector, I think we as Lithuania are very famous in that, and we are leader in Europe by the number of licensed e-money and payments institutions. So in this sector, we have a lot of to share. And I think that Italy is less digital than Lithuania. We are here very much advanced here, and we can really share what we have, our know-how. Engineering and defense, of course, the defense became very strategical sector, so it's important for both of the countries. And engineering is part of the defense. Our laser sector is very famous, as Ambassador Emanuele de Magre mentioned. So, and tourism, of course, we have a tourist, the Italian tourist here and the Lithuanian in Italy. And this is the sector that we also focusing our attention. So I'm sure that other speakers will get in more details and will show us a path to this complicated journey and help the companies from different sectors. And in the future, hopefully, maybe we could, if we continue with seminars, concentrate on the specific sectors and contribute more if there will be a requirement and requests from the business and organizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now I am glad to invite the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Lithuania to the Sicilian region, Mr. Alessandro Palmigiano. Mr. Alessandro, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I want to thanks first of all you for the kind invitation. Of course, the ambassador of Lithuania, Her Excellency, the Italian ambassador, and Giada, and of course the economical attaché of our embassy. It's a pleasure to be here. Just a small presentation of myself, of the consulate here in Lithuania. I was appointed in 2009, and of course, the purpose of the consulate was to let the Sicilian know better Lithuania. At that time, there was not so many relationship between Sicily and Lithuania. Then we started with some twinning agreement. For example, there's a twinning agreement between Palermo, the municipality of Palermo, and the municipality of Vilnius. Then also there is a cultural agreement between the Palazzo Reale, that is the seat of the Sicilian Parliament, and the Grand Duke Palace of Vilnius, and a lot of other cultural and economical initiatives. Of course, we are here as a consul to help all the Lithuanian companies that want to invest. Thanks to Giada, there has been also some businesses. There are also some Sicilian companies that are in Vilnius, especially producer of wine, but not just wine. So we are here to help the Lithuanian company who want to promote their activities. I'm also a lawyer, so my speech will be about some legal advice for the company who want to invest here in Sicily. Thank you. Thanks again for the invitation.
Thank you very much. And now I want to pass the floor to our main speaker, Giada Platania, the head of International Affairs Unit at Sisindustria and the project manager at Enterprise Europe Network. So Mrs. Giada will present us the Italian market. Mrs. Giada, do you hear us?
I'm here if you allow me to.
Yes, and until the presentation will be showed, I want to encourage our audience to be brave, to write the questions in the chat box, and I will read them for the main speakers to be answered. Thank you.
Maybe you can also share the video because I don't see myself. I'm not allowed to share the video, so it must be the administrator. Anyway, thank you. Thank you to my Lithuanian friends from the embassy and from the Kaunas Chamber for inviting me to give this presentation about the business environment in Italy. And welcome to all the companies that are here today, ready to listen and to participate in this, as Laura Serenina was saying, complex journey, but also, I hope, engaging journey to Italy, hoping that one day you'll come directly to Italy. So what will we talk about? Yes, okay. First of all, I would like to give you an introduction about the Enterprise Europe Network, why we're here as Enterprise Europe Network Italy, and our organization, Confindustria, and my organization, which is part of Confindustria, Sisindustria. Then we will give some key facts about Italy and the regions of Italy. Then I'll give the floor to Piera Ponta. Yeah, thank you. Now you can see me also. To Piera Ponta, who is my colleague in Confindustria Genova office. will give a focus about the life science environment in the Guria region. Then we'll talk about trade, because you are all here today to talk about trade. What kind of business opportunities might there be for you in Italy? And we'll do some benchmarking with Lithuania. We'll talk about why do business in Italy. As you heard before from His Excellency, the Ambassador de Maigret, there are some reasons. I tried to find more reasons for you to do business with Italy, but there are also some challenges. Some are known, some are less known. So I'll try to display some of the and explain some of the challenges. Then we will go more in depth. We'll tap into the regulatory system, which, as many people know, is quite complex. And so I'll give the floor to our honorary consul and lawyer and business lawyer, Alessandro Palmigiano, who will explain to you the main criteria and the main rules of doing business and the regulatory system. Then we'll talk about the channels for entering the market. We'll see how to sell to an Italian buyer in this very competitive and mature market, which is not easy. We talk about business culture, as Laura Serenino was saying. It's very important. We are very similar, but still very different. So it's important to let each other know before doing business with each other, and then understanding the market. We'll go more in depth, discussing about the main sectors. I will give the floor to very interesting success stories, one by the Italian company Gruppo Foch, and Giorgio Alasia will speak about this success story. And then I'll give the floor to Ikarai, Lithuanian company, Lina Domaikineni. We'll talk about her success story. If we have time, we will go more in depth into some of the key business sectors. If we don't have time, you will all have the slides, and slides contain a lot of information, and you can come back to us, to the Commerce Chamber and Sicindustria and Confindustria channels and the Italian Trade Agency channels to get more information. And of course, give time to Q&A session. So let's start. Why we're here? I mean, we're here because we are all part of a great ecosystem that was launched in 2008 by the European Commission. And this ecosystem is called Enterprise Europe Network. It's a network that was launched in 2008 by the European Commission in the awareness that the backbone of economy in Europe was composed by small, sometimes micro, small, medium companies. So, and these companies needed to be supported in their journey to growth, international growth, but also now sustainability, digital, and resilient growth. First of all, inside the single market. And 30 years ago, we didn't have any single market, and it was really a complex environment to navigate. And then to grow also beyond the single market. So that's what we've been doing since 2008. Now we are the largest network of this kind in support of small and medium-sized companies in the world. Here you can see the countries that are part of the network. So we're not just the European countries, but also many non-European countries. By the way, right now there is a new call for non-European partners. So that new opportunities, this is a very open network. And we are more than 600 organizations all over the world of different backgrounds. For instance, my host organization is a Federation of Industry. Then we have chambers of commerce. We have universities, we have research centers, we have regional development agencies. So a very diversified environment, but all with the same goal of supporting you companies in your journey to growth. In Italy, we are 58 partners, as we are many, because in the end, we are over 4,000 professionals, experts, all focused in this so-called client-centered approach. So very focused on the specific needs on each company. In Italy, we are 58 partners. Here you can see we are divided in consortia, so-called consortia, according to the regional area. We belong to the largest consortium, which is called Bridge Economies, and it's in the south of Italy. I'm responsible for the Sicilian companies and the interaction between Sicilian companies and the world. In Sicily, there are two partners. One is us. The second partner is University of Palermo, with which we strongly collaborate. So it's a tight collaboration all within the network. As I was saying, I'm part of the largest industry federation of Italy. Confindustria is the key stakeholder for all the companies which want to do business with Italy. Well, it's the oldest federation of industry. We're over 100 years old, and we cover all sectors. So from manufacturing to service, from tourism to ICT. We're also diversified in different category associations. So you might have the Confindustria Association for Furniture, Association for Fashion, Association for ICT. So it's a very complex and large institution with different branches and everywhere in Italy, but also in many parts of the world. All ready to give support to the associate members. It's a totally private organization, so companies who are members of Confindustria, they register, and we have over 150,000 members, from very large corporates to tiny companies, even consultancy companies, and that employee over 5 million staff, 5 million members. So we work in the Sicily environment, where we cover over 3,000. We have over 3,000 members. We cover more than 40% of the regional turnover. And again, we have large companies, from the oil and gas big refinery companies to the tourism companies. So from some hard to abate industries to service companies. And within the Confindustria environment, there are 7 Confindustria associations which are part of the Enterprise Europe Network environment. They are located one in each consortium. So from north to south, you can see we're in Veneto, Lombardy, Piedmont, Emilia-Romagna, Tuscany, and Sardinia, plus us. But of course, we have a tight collaboration with all the branches of Confindustria in Italy. So, for instance, today we have the pleasure to host Piera Ponta from Confindustria Genova, who will speak later about the life science environment in Genova. And as Sicindustria, we are really a tight collaboration with Lithuania. We started to collaborate very strongly with Lithuania in 2014, when we started some projects together with the Lithuanian Innovation Center. And then we kept on proceeding with a series of projects. Right now, we are involved very much in a big project on sustainability and sustainable transition connected to finance. It's called STAGE. If you're interested, I will send you more information. It's cascade funding, so European companies can get funds if they get involved and engage in a transition, a sustainable transition. And we organized with the Lithuanian colleagues several missions to Sicily. I remember a very good one with in 2022, when we had the pleasure to host the embassy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, plus, of course, many companies from Lithuania, plus until last October, an incoming mission for the agri-food sector was an incoming mission for foreign buyers, and we had the pleasure to host 2 buyers from Lithuania, who are now engaged in negotiation with Sicilian producers of agri-food. So this is also why I'm here, because of this very strong connection, which is a long-term one. So let's go now into Italy. As the ambassador De Maigret was saying, we're one of the key countries of Italy. We have a very strong GDP. It's over 2,000 billion euros. All these figures are important, not just because of figures, but just to make you aware of what is the business environment for you, where you can find opportunities, where you can find the right sizes. So it is not just figures. So we are the 3rd largest national economy in the EU and the 2nd largest manufacturing industry in the world, in Europe, and the 8th in the world. We are also the 8th of 9th largest economy by nominal GDP, and we are competing with Brazil. So that's why we have these 8, 9s. We have these new emergent economies from 3rd countries, which are pushing towards Europe to overtake our positions. That's why the European strength lies in keeping together and working towards a unified direction. We are the 8th largest exporters in the world. We exported over $611 billion in 2021, but I will go more in depth about trade in next slides. And we are founding members of the European Union, of Eurozone, it makes our trade life so easier, trade and business life so easier, the Schengen area, OECD, the G7 and G20. We are also one of the largest contributors to the budget of the European Union. So we contribute for almost 30% in the European budget. We are a population of approximately 60 million people. It's a diversified population. And here I'm also benchmarking with Lithuania. So you can see we have more or less the same kind of youth population, so 50%. In terms of inflation rate, we have a lower inflation rate compared to Lithuania. We have more or less the same unemployment rate. You have a bit lower unemployment rate, but not so much. We have a much higher, on the other hand, a much higher unemployment rate. And this is a critical point. So showing shades and lights. Our GDP per capita is quite higher, almost double of the Lithuanian one. And we have, on the other hand, a very high gross debt. Our deficit is minus 7% compared to almost 0, almost 1% in Lithuania. We're talking about Italy, and when we talk about Italy, we all think about this country, historic country, but actually we are a very young country. Our union dates to 1861, so not really much time. And our republic is a young republic. We became a republic in 1948. So, but still, we are a very old nation because all this nation is based on very strong regions with the, as you know, all a very, very strong and history rooted in history, with an important history from Sicily to Lombardy. We normally, when we think about business, divide Italy also in terms of macro regions. So we have the northern region, the central region, the southern region, and the islands. And this is also shown in many market analyses that are done normally in recent history, since the 19th century, actually. The northern has become the richer part compared to the south, but of course it's a very diversified context, so depends on regions. Here you can see on the left side in the table the 20 regions that are part of our nation. You can see the richest regions and the more populated. So Lombardy ranks first with over 10 million people, 10 million inhabitants, and a GDP of over 400 billion. And then we have Lazio. So it's the center of Sicily, of Italy. It's where our capital city, Rome, is based. And so a lot of the population is concentrated actually in Rome, which has over 3 million inhabitants. And then Veneto region on the eastern part, northern eastern part of Italy, with Venice, of course, and a very strong business environment. We are a median age of almost 50 years, so we are an aging country, as many countries of Europe, and we're experiencing this situation, and a life expectancy and medium life expectancy of 83 years. So this is also very important when doing your market analysis, when you think about your target market and target customers, because that shows also the kind of customers' tastes and interests. And talking about regions, now I will not talk about Sicily because I would talk for ages, and I don't want to be egoist, so I'm going to give the floor to my friend Piera Ponta, who's the head of the International Affairs Unit at Confindustria Genova and Vice Director of Confindustria Genova. So I'm going to stop my presentation and give the floor to Piera.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you to the organizers of this webinar, for having involved also Confindustria Genova to talk on some of the, let's say, excellent industries which Genova, which is the capital of Liguria, and Liguria itself can boast. And thanks to Giada for the introduction. I think that one of the most important industrial research and innovation field in Genova and Liguria is the high-tech and life sciences sector. Maybe you all know that Genova is also the most important port in Italy, the most important in the Mediterranean, and one of the most important in Europe. One of the fields which our cities and our region strongly support is also the field of logistics and transportations. So I didn't make a focus on that in this presentation, but if somebody of the participants in this webinar might be interested in having some data and some more information on these sectors, which also includes shipbuilding, refitting, so also the all what shipyards is concerned, you can write to Ingrid, and then I can answer the questions and send materials and documentations. So just take a look.
Perfect. We can see
Okay.
it.
Giada will then give you a greater look on business opportunity in Italy. I just focus on high-tech and life sciences in Genova and in Liguria region. Sorry, but I can't. Okay. Liguria is one of the most competitive ecosystem as far as technology and innovation are concerned. This because of a very strong and presence of research centers of industry, and a very important job that has been made in trying to strengthen the ties between research and industry. So we have many subjects that in Genova and Liguria work for technology transfer. Okay, just to give an idea of the industrial technological panorama in Genova. We have about 2,000 companies which are so-called digital companies. That means they develop or use in their production processes high technology devices or systems. We have not only large companies such as Leonardo. Leonardo is an outstanding company in the aerospace, in electronics, and defense fields. Fincantieri is the European largest shipyard, and they are developing advanced technology also in as far as green fuels are concerned, for making ships always more and more sustainable. Then we have AEN, which is Ansaldo Energia, which is an important company in the field of energy. They also have they are focusing now also on nuclear energy. And we have all the global value chains which work with these large companies. That means a large number of small and medium enterprises which are growing with the large companies and which are developing innovative technologies to be more and more competitive on the market. One of the most important project which is now going on in Genova is the Science and Technology Park of Erzelli, which is called Great Campus. And Great Campus is an important project which was born to make companies and research centers interact. Here in Erzelli, Erzelli is a place just a few minutes from the airport of Genova. There you find large companies such as Liguria Digitale, Esaote, which is one of the most most important Italian companies in the biomedical machineries and instruments. We have Siemens, we have Ericsson, and we have the most important research center in Italy, which is the Istituto Italiano di Tecnologia, the Italian Institute of Technology, which is based in Genoa, but which boasts about 88 institutional research and innovation centers all over Italy, is one of the most interesting research realities, not only in Genova, but in Italy, because it develops long-term research projects, but with very strong ties with companies. And the technological transfer between from the research results of EET and industry and the industrial production is supported in Genova also by the University of Genoa and by the National Research Council, which is the largest public research center in Italy. In Genoa, we have some more interesting, important institutions which deal with research projects in mathematics, robotics, life sciences, and nuclear energy. The tissue of small medium enterprises which which operate in the high-tech field and in life sciences field in Genoa and Liguria is really very smart. Foss, who is going to bring his experience and with Lithuania, is one of the most representative high-tech companies in Genova. Then you will hear from Dr. Alasia the experience of Foss. Life sciences. Life sciences is for Liguria, let's say, a challenge, because the focus of this project, of this sector, is the construction of a computational hospital in the great campus of Erzelli. Computational hospital, that means a hospital where advanced research, medical research, and industries work together in order to give a very prompt reaction to the requirements of medical care. In Liguria, the Regione Liguria, so the regional political local institutions, have founded the Polo Ligure of Life Sciences, which is a hub where public research and innovation centers work together with companies. In particular, the Polo Ligure of Life Sciences is operating in 4 areas. We have innovative pharmaceutical and therapeutic approaches, technologies for rehabilitation, assistance and education, diagnostic system, health system management, and e-health. An important role in this Polo Ligure is played by the Italian Institute of Technology with Life Tech. Life Tech is technology, is a department of EET, which is concentrated on the technology development in RNA, molecular biology and neurosciences, using computational and artificial intelligence methods. In these projects, many of our companies, of high-tech companies and biomedical companies in Genoa are involved. This is a very challenging field in general for all science, but for Genova in particular, because university and companies are investing a lot on that. In particular, the IIT is playing the main role with its 7 centers for facilities, 32 research units, and then they at the ET a staff of over 300 scientists are working on life sciences sectors, and they are involved in over 40 European projects. They boast 12 ERC winners and 256 patents. As Foss maybe will explain later, there is a large interest in a great interest in small and medium enterprises working in the high tech and life sciences sectors in Genova to exchange experiences and to evaluate the possibilities of partnership with companies from Lithuania. So I invite you to write me, and if you are interested in developing or interested in some specific sector, and I will answer you and make you in contact with the companies of Confindustria. Thank you.
Thank you, Piera. And if you unshare, I will share again the screen. Thank you. As you can see, Liguria is a key region for companies interested in life science, but also in the maritime sector, logistic, transports, and many other things. So this is just one highlight. And I'm sharing again. And we're back to Italy. His Excellency, the Ambassador of Italy, already started explaining why the business in Italy. But again, we said that we have a strategic position, and which is a sort of crossroads between Europe, North Africa, Middle East, but also bridge with other non-European areas of Far East and North and South America. There is, as you saw right now, a strong focus on innovation and research and development, and there are lots of investments dedicated to these areas. We have a very high quality workforce, which is also based on a very strong education system. We have a series of strong sectors like automotive, cars and motorcycles, super fashion. The 3 famous F, fashion, food, and furniture. There is a big area in the machinery sector, and there are also very interesting niche markets like luxury goods or advanced manufacturing that might be very interesting for the Lithuanian market. And this is going to be a leitmotif for the whole presentation. There is a strong focus on sustainability and green technologies. This is, of course, now is spreading all over the world, but this is very important. It's becoming more and more important in Italy. So there are lots of opportunities there. And we have also great opportunities because we have a great financial support for the implementation of several initiatives, not only because of the recovery funds, so-called PNRR, the National Plan for Recovery and Resilience, but also because we have the structural fund, regional funds for the regional development. There are European funds for the development of different regions. For instance, in the south of Italy, there are consistent resources for several projects from innovation to services. And so this is a good way to partner with Italian companies and develop very interesting projects and create impact. Depending on the region and on the kind of infrastructure, we have a strong network of infrastructures with roads. Also think that Italy is a complicated country because we are a vertical country. So for going from south to north and vice versa is quite complicated. But we have a very extensive network and intermodal transportation, so road, rail, a very good port networks. Piera Ponta just introduced the most important port, which is Genova Port, which is also very well connected to Palermo Port, for instance. And we have important supports for logistics and transportations. Italy is a very competitive country. So it's a mature country, and to enter the market, there is a high demand, but a high demand for strong and high quality or unique projects. So be aware of this. Another important thing is our cultural richness, which is undoubtable. For instance, Italy is ranked first for UNESCO World Heritage Sites for arts and cultural assets. So, and there is a very good quality of life. So we have a high value to tourism, and this is where, and even within tourism, in all the segments of tourism, from the now called experiences, because people just don't want to travel and visit a place, but they want to experience a place, from the culinary side or the art side or sports. So there are many aspects of tourism that might be explored, and where Lithuanians and Italians can create partnerships. The consumer base is very diversified, as you saw from the previous slides. Italy's regions are completely different. Sometimes, I mean, like different countries. Sicily, which is 5 million inhabitants, so and Lombardy are very different, also in terms of consumer, in terms of taste. So be aware of this. On the other hand, there is, as we like to explore, on one side, Italians are very rooted in their traditional products and services, but there are also a lot of very curious consumers and potential customers where Lithuanian companies can tap into. So, and also that's why I show you the first slides. It's important to know the kind of product that you, or service that you want to sell, the area or the age and tastes. There is an expanding e-commerce sector, and also this is there is an increasing number of Italians who are using. First of all, I'm using a lot the marketplaces, Italian and foreign marketplaces, and not just the most known one like Amazon or Alibaba, but also they are looking into more niche marketplaces. So that might be also an interesting area. We are getting more and more focused on health and wellness. This is a growing market where you can also find an area of a collaboration. And on top of that, we don't have to forget that we work all together inside a single market, which makes our work much easier in terms of transfer of goods, services, employees. So this is a very important thing to take into account. Now let's talk about business. What do we sell to you and what do we sell to the world? So let's see the sectors. Machineries and equipment is the champion of export, so with 24%. percent of export. Machinery is really by far the most important sector in terms of exports, followed by the pharmaceutical products, the automotive. Automotive is important in getting, though at the moment, the whole automotive sector in Europe is suffering from a big competition, especially on electric vehicles from other parts of the world. Food products, food and beverage is an excellency of Italy. Chemical products, metallurgy, and the fashion part, clothing, including leather. Also leather goods, which are not part of clothing, that means also part of the design and furniture part. Metal products that are not included in the machinery and other kind of manufacturing. All these sums to about more than 6 billion euros exported to the world. And in terms of imports, what do we buy? We buy mostly products from mines and quarries, so raw materials to process them. Automotive, and there, as I was telling you, it's partly the competition and partly the fact that a matter of delocalization in some of our companies. Chemical products, again, products that are used to process other products. Metallurgy, think about all the packaging sector and all the machinery sector that needs metallurgy products. Machinery, electronics, all the electronics and computer area is also a strong part. Pharmaceutical products, some food products, so mostly also in terms of ingredients and raw materials, electrical and household equipment. We have a balance that is more in favor to export rather than import. And now let's go more in depth into Lithuania. Oh, first of all, the partners. European Union is our largest partner, with on top Germany and France. They are there again, the leitmotif together with China. And then our other partners are the States. The States are a long-standing partner. Switzerland, Netherlands, Poland, UK. Though thinking about UK, it's going to be more and more difficult to trade with UK with the new regulation that are coming into force, and they are getting tighter and tighter after Brexit. So let's go to the Lithuania and Italy export. And as you can see, again, first in rank is machinery and equipment, followed by our food and beverage products, which are one of the excellency. Chemicals, automotive, metallurgy, rubber and plastics, electrical, other drinks, and fashion. So as Her Excellency, the ambassador, and the business attaché at the Embassy of Lithuania was saying, there is a lot of space for improvement. We're exporting 1.4 billion euros, but the same goes for import. There is a lot of space for improvement. We import mostly from new food products. They are mainly ingredients or raw materials, chemicals, furniture. This is one of the 3 Fs. This is one, furniture and wood products. Textile products connected to fashion, computers, other products in general, electrical material, furniture and wood are in the list, and automotive, probably automotive parts. And so, as we were saying, a lot of space for improvement. In our case, from Sicily, we have several very good experience of collaboration between our Sicilian producer and Lithuanian companies. Not only buyers, but also in terms of collaborations. Yes, it's beautiful to go to Italy, but it's not that easy. So, as I was telling you before, there is an intense competition from local producers. Italian consumers are very rooted into the local market. They like to buy from what they already know well. So this is the first possible barrier that might be overcome, letting yourself know better. There is a complex bureaucratic process. It's known everywhere in Europe that Italian bureaucracy is quite heavy together with the French one. So it's not impossible. There are business from very small to big ones who do work every day and navigate the bureaucratic jungle and thrive. So it's just a matter of understanding the bureaucratic processes and also be supported by the right people. There are lawyers and consultants in Italy that are very good in support in case you're not large shoulders to get into the Italian market by yourself. Another possible barrier or possible risk is that normally Italians tend to pay with long cycles, so 30 to 60 to 50 days and more with terms of this kind of lifespan. So sometimes companies from other countries don't understand, but there are many ways to overcome this barrier. There are insurance, there are credit insurance systems, and also ways to get to know each other better. So once the trust and reliability on each other is built, it's easier to work together. As I was telling you, we Italians are very loyal to our brands. If we started buying from brand X, we will keep on buying on brand X unless we find something that really is breaking our square mindset or our lazy, I would say, more mindset. So you need to find the right key to break the loyalty and find new customers. Another important barrier might be the one created by culture and language. Culture is important. You have to know many things and takes some time and study and investigation and intelligence too. Language, as we know, not many Italians speak a good English, and of course that none of us speak Lithuanian, though it sounds very fascinating. So when thinking about entering the Italian market, think about localization of your products or your communication and promotion. In some cases, in some sectors, some specific areas, there might be a demand for specific certifications. So be ready to present all the certifications, because Italian companies and Italian customers or potential clients are very much into safety certifications, showing a high level of reliability. So this is a very important thing. In some cases, a price might be considered a barrier, so be aware and do your market intelligence to show that if your product is as a higher price than the Italian ones, for instance, there might be a really good reason to find this price, and it must be a convincing reason for make a possible consumer, a possible client ready to pay more than the others that are already on the Italian market. Another barrier that should be broken is the fact that Italians like Italian flavors, Italian design. Italian is made in Italy, is famous all over the world. So you're going to compete with a self-conscious environment. of what we have. So when you try to enter the market, be aware that you have to show why you are unique. The why is very important, the why that breaks the gates and will let you into our market. Marketing and advertising costs quite a lot in Italy, so be aware also that. There is also a very low knowledge from the consumer side and from the business side about Lithuanian and about Baltic products. So it's important. Today we're discussing about Italy, but it would be also important, this is a suggestion to our embassies and Italian agents, to do more to promote the Baltic countries and Lithuanian, in particular to the Italians, so that Italians get more open, more curious, more interested in what Lithuania has to offer in terms of products, in terms of services, in terms of collaboration. Italy is a high level of taxes, and you have to be aware of that, but that doesn't stop many international companies to do business with Italy. So it's just to be aware and know how to navigate this part. There is a high dependency on the Italian large distribution channels and retail channels. So it's important to find the right ways to try, if you're interested in big retail channels and not interested in other kind of niche markets, you have to find the right ways to enter into these retail channels. And also there will be challenges in establishing distribution partnerships, but we will see that more in depth later. There is, as many people know, luxury and Italy are always twinned together. So if you want to enter into the luxury niche market, it's possible, but be aware that there is a very high competition, first of all from domestic market and also from other external competitor. Environmental regulations are very strict, but I think that they're following the EU regulations, and in some regions that might be stricter than in others, and you have to follow all these rules, and you have to get to know these regulations before entering the market. The labor market is quite rigid, quite tight. There are strong trade unions, but again, these are challenges that might be overcome once you better know the country. And now we go to the elephant in the cupboard. Everybody talks about corruption in Italy, and there is a perception. What is the perception of corruption in Italy? Then we'll talk about the regulatory. So here is the Transparency International scoreboard. I just took the European countries, but the countries that are analyzed are 180. So we are not so bad. So in Europe, we have the score of 65 out of 10. We have, I wouldn't say we are not topping in the ranks like Denmark. We are a little behind Lithuania, but we are scoring 42 out of 180 positions. So as everywhere, there is a limited level of corruption in the public organization, in private companies. There is, as everywhere, and there is a bit more than Germany, but a bit less than Poland or Croatia, and we are not we're in the high ranks considering the global work situation. So another big point, as we were saying, is the complex regulatory system, the regulatory environment. But for this, I will leave the floor to Alessandro Parmigiano, our honorary consul in Sicily, but also, and most of all in this case, a lawyer from Parmigiano Associati with offices here in Sicily, but also in Milan. So I stopped my sharing my presentation, but I start sharing Alessandro's presentation. Here it is. Can you see it? So, Alessandro Parmigiano,
Yes.
the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, in this recent year, the global investment has shifted with many companies behind traditional market for new opportunity. Of course, I will talk about Sicily, but my speech, of course, the Italian legal system, it's the same all over Italy, generally speaking, but there are some specific sectors that have a specific regulation. So, for example, in Sicily, the administrative court, the Court of Appeal, has its main office in Palermo. So, while in the rest of Italy, the Court of Appeal for the administrative case is in Rome. There are just small differences. But anyway, about the regulatory framework, the investment relation. Lithuania and Italy both have established frameworks that govern foreign direct investment. In Italy, foreign investment are regulated by consolidated law on foreign investment, which aims to promote and protect foreign investment while safeguarding national interests. Lithuanian companies must comply with this regulation and, of course, respecting Italian law. Of course, Lithuania and Italy both are EU member states, so investments are also subject to European Union law. And of course, I have to say that this is a big advantage because this includes respect of the principle of free movements of capital, which facilitate investments across member states and facilitate movement of workers all over Europe. However, sometimes local regulation may impose specific requirements, especially in sectors that are sensitive to national interest. For example, sectors such as energy, telecommunication, and also agriculture, where, for example, in Italy we have some special legislation, may have additional regulation that could affect foreign investment. So, of course, a Lithuanian company must conduct a due diligence to understand the sector specific requirement. Also, a sector, according to my experience, also a sector of investment in Sicily, it's in real estate property. For Lithuanian, for example, there has been an initiative, and we have been asking a lot of times about this initiative. There were some municipalities in Sicily that sell property just for €1. But of course, on the other hand, you have to renovate that property within a certain number of years. So, Lithuanian company looking to invest in real estate, of course, first of all, we have to say that the Italian legal system recognizes property rights, but foreign investors should be aware of specific regulation that may restrict ownership in certain area or sector. And as Giada said, of course, Lithuanian company have need and help, especially also not just to understand the law, but also to understand sometimes the mentality of the people who are dealing with. Sometimes Sicilian are a good mix between European and Arabs. We had for a long period an Arab domination, so we like to negotiate. Sometimes it's hard to negotiate with the Sicilian. Having said that, of course, talking about legal aspect, of course, the first step is the due diligence. Conducting a due diligence is essential before making any property investment. These include, of course, verifying property titles, zoning laws, and any existing circumstance that could affect ownership or use. The help of a lawyer, not saying that for us, for the lawyers, but of course, and the draft of agreement, it's absolutely essential before any offer. Now, talking about the judicial system, we have to say that in Italy, I don't know exactly the score or the rate, but in Italy, the legal system it works really slow. It's a little bit, it's expensive and it works really slow. So navigating the judicial process can be complex for foreign investors. When it's possible for them, it's better to, for example, if there is a contract, to provide a clause with arbitration or mediation. So investor may prefer alternative dispute resolution methods such as arbitration or mediation, which can be more efficient. Maybe could be a little bit more expensive, but for sure are more rapid. Just to give you an example, on average, a civil case in front of the Italian court, it takes 3 or 4 years for the first degree, while an arbitration, it can take about less than 1 year. And for example, there is also an arbitration chamber of commerce in front of the Law Society and another one in the Chamber of Commerce of Palermo. Having said that, Lithuania has signed also several international arbitration treaties, and many Lithuanian companies may choose to include this arbitration clause in their contract to solve disputes outside the Italian courts. About dispute resolution mechanism, I want to underline that Lithuania and Italy are both part of international agreements that promote the protection of foreign investment. These agreements often include provision for dispute resolution, which can provide additional protection for Lithuanian investors. So, in conclusion, investing in Sicily offers significant opportunities for Lithuanian company, but it's essential to navigate the complex legal landscape carefully. By understanding the regulatory framework, tax implication, property rights, and available dispute resolution mechanisms, Lithuanian investors can make informed decisions and mitigate potential risks. Working with local legal experts and conducting through due diligence will further enhance the chance of successful investment in this interesting region of Italy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Alessandro.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure there might be, and there will be questions, but these that might be sent to the Kaunas Chamber and the embassy, because this is a very key point when thinking of doing business with Italy. So I'll get back to my presentation. And here it is. Can you see it again?
Yes.
So, what are we were thinking, how can I enter into the Italian market, considering that it's so complex? Well, the easiest way, the largest way is to participate in trade fairs, exhibition, B2B events, which are really fundamental to create the first context, establish the first business relations. Participate in trade missions. We organize several trade missions, the Commerce Chamber and the Embassy and the Italian Trade Agency, and we all, between the European Commission with the Enterprise Europe Network, the Italian government, the Lithuanian government, we are all there to support companies in the organization of these trade missions or in the participation of B2B events and fairs. Another possibility is direct sales. So you have to think about establishing an office or a plant here, or you have to think about appointing local distributors. You can create local partnerships. You can collaborate with many local businesses, especially if you're thinking, and we were talking in the beginning with the commercial attaché, one of the focus for Lithuania is engineering. So in terms, there are many public contracting opportunities and tender opportunities, especially with the national funds and regional funds. So this is a great opportunity for collaboration, where I won't go too much in depth because we have to fly. We're a bit much late in time. Online platforms. We use a lot of online platforms and digital marketing. This can be another good opportunity. Joint ventures. This helps also to leverage the expertise on both sides, and to better know or rely on someone on the market who knows well the market. You can also try to find agents and distributors, which is important when you want to work in the local market, and will also give a snapshot on how to find agents and distributors. In terms of fairs, here you see the environment. This is an image taken from the Association of Trade Fairs, the Italian Trade Fairs. You can see there is a huge number of national and international trade fairs all over Italy, from north to south. You can see the sectors. Some of them, the most international, are on sport, entertainment, and tourism, and textiles. Of course, we have the fashion part, etc. I'm going fast, but you have all the links. Here you can see some of the main trade fairs that are going to take place in 2025, from lifestyle to Cosmoprof for cosmetics, furniture, Vinitaly, the most famous wine fair trade in the world, Macfruit for Marmormac for marble and stone materials, EICMA for motorcycles, Host for hospitality and catering, but also lifestyle. So I want to find my distributors. I want to find my agents. How can I do it? There are some suggestions that, of course, involve a previous preparatory work that's done through market analysis, networking, and a target outreach. So first of all, identify your target regions. Out of these 20 regions, as you can see, we have diversified sectors, diversified clusters, diversified everything. Choose the 2 or 3 that might be most interesting for you, and then go more in depth until you find the most relevant for you. Before you start thinking, I want to conquer the whole country, because that might be more complicated. So start from one region. Participate in Italian trade shows and expos that we saw before. Contact us from Enterprise Europe Network, of course, but in terms of Italy, contact the business association like us, Confindustria, or Confcommercio in case of retail, and of course the chambers of commerce. You can use the B2B platform to get in touch with the Italian importers and wholesalers like Alibaba. In Alibaba.com, there is a specific platform, right, for the B2B contacts. Or contact, this is quite difficult, but might be done with the right work directly, the retail chains or the wholesalers. These are like a kind of secret community and very tight community, because they are bombed by repressed companies that want to enter in these large distribution channels, or they want to get in touch with the big wholesalers. So it might be complicated, but if successful, it's really changing. You can hire a business consultant who knows very well the local market and can help you reach these chains, reach your targets, or you can use a recruiter in case you need some staff, some qualified staff. Check also all the communities. For instance, for the agents, there is a community that's called agent321.com that might be used. Use a lot professional networks. Italians are a lot on LinkedIn, so do your right researches on LinkedIn, because that might be, and normally people answer if you contact them through LinkedIn. And also connections. As in China, they would say guanxi. So it's very, very important to have the right connections. If you have know the right people or know how to reach the right people, then your life is made much easier. Of course, after you reach these distributors or agents or potential partners, verify them. You can verify them through us, through enterprise network, contact points, through the Italian offices, through the embassy. So you have several means to find the right, to see if your potential partners are the right ones or not. And that will avoid a lot of disputes afterwards. So then you will not have to go to lawyers like Alessandro Parmigiano, or if you go there before to be prepared. And then, of course, negotiate and define clear terms. This can be done with lawyers. Again, you want to sell to an Italian buyer, participate because in B2B events, because you will establish the first contact, you'll do networking, you'll establish business relations. When talking to agents and distributors, try to talk to as many agents and distributors as possible, because that will help you understand how the different local markets, all the diversified markets work. And also, if you focus on that, work also on digital marketing, because digital marketing helps increase the awareness about your country, about your products, especially when you're talking about consumer products. You have to, we were saying that in advance, language is important. Language is a virus, as the singer was saying some time ago. And you have to get injected the Italian virus, the Italian language virus, so that you can better communicate in all your marketing materials, in all your website, and all your communication, the key aspects of your products and services in a way that you can better reach the Italian. And of course, you have to tailor your marketing activities to the Italian culture. Be aware that Italians like quality, they like original things, they like authenticity, they like design. So they are very close to the way a thing is shaped, to aesthetics, crafts. So this is an important part. Ensure that you all comply with the regulation, but this is almost banal, but not always so banal, because we've seen many national and international companies not complying with specific regulations. And so sometimes they get stopped and say, oh, what do we have to do? So let's work before. And find an agreement on payment terms. So be aware and find right ways where you have common practices, way of payment and all the credit terms. And you can also be helped by insurance to insure your credit. Business culture, as I was saying, it's all about relations, because once you get to know someone at a fair, but then you have to get to know this person better. So mostly sometimes people will invite you, then you will start something that becomes more of a personal relation. In most of the cases, two business partners become more like a family. I've seen this also in some parts of Lithuania. And in the case of my Lithuanian partners, we all like to think that we are a common family. So this is, I think, something that we might have in common with Lithuanian, that first you need to build a personal connection and a personal trust. Also think that a lot of the small and tiny companies, even very important with the high turnover, might be family companies, sometimes fourth, fifth, even sixth generation. So it's important that you understand this kind of family structure also within the business management. In the negotiation style, we are quite direct, we are quite assertive, but again, we are not bold. So it's important to navigate, but I think this is something that you learn by experience, and there are, I'm sure, Lithuanian companies that are more international or who know how to adapt the conversation and negotiation style to the different countries. So especially if you navigate in Europe, though again there are cultural nuances that you have to understand, and then will happen in time and after your preparation, because as you saw, there is not one Italy. So the communication, don't use the bias, because they are not appreciated at all. Don't talk about corruption. Don't talk about, because don't talk about crime. Don't talk when you start a communication on business, because you are assuming that you are talking to a normal person who hasn't got anything to do with this. So it is not appreciated at all, and not even in an ironic way. As you can see from my presentation, we are always quite passionate. So we have an expressive communication, and we show our emotion. This is not bad. This is very good. This is considered direct and clear. We are not like in other markets, like the Japanese, where emotions are considered, showing emotion is not considered a good thing. So showing clearly what you think about something, of course, in a polite way, is very important. Time, we are this is another bias. Italians are normally very punctual. Of course, there is a space for a bit of flexibility, but in Italy, we're normally quite punctual. And there is a strong respect for hierarchy. But right, because in some companies, for instance, family companies, there is a strong vertical hierarchy. There might be taken some time in consensus building, decision making. So you have to allow this time and be polite in the follow-up, but still keep on persevering on this, because you need to build your relationship. You need to have patience. But once you're there because Italians like to have long-term collaboration, not just one-shot collaboration. This is not very much appreciated. So again, as I was saying before, since the beginning, make yourself known. Italians, most of the Italians don't know well Lithuanian. They know that you're in the Baltic countries, but this is quite a mystery very far away, very cold, and very fascinating, but we don't know much about it. So market research, find your taste of Italian, find the right consumer behavior, depending also on the kind of product or service you sell, and think that we are getting more and more. I buy, for instance, everything, a lot of things through my mobile phone. So we make a large use of digital devices. And in general, we try to blend the direct purchase from local shops with digital devices. And sometimes what we do is go try things in local shops and then buy online, because you can have better offers. So be aware of these plans, be aware of the regional differences. Never get tired of saying this. Follow the market trends, because we follow the fashions. So be aware of the latest trends. Some things might be very fashionable for a certain period and might decrease, and the interest might decrease. Be aware of what Italian likes in terms of preferences. We like quality, we like aesthetics, as we were saying, we like authenticity. Follow the regulatory compliance, and we are saying you might also, when coming to Italy, you might also think, besides learning Italian, which would be a great advantage, but also you might think of hiring cultural experts or local translator. These are the main areas of activity. I'm not covering them now, but as you can see, 72% of them is based on services. Then we have a strong manufacturing, which covers about 20% of the GDP. Construction is a very large sector. Agriculture is a small but very very life-changing sector. But I'll go more in depth if there is time on this and some of this sector later, because we are late in time, but you left the slides. And I would like to give the floor to the success story. So I would like to start with Giorgio Alasia from Gruppo FOS, and then to Lina Domaikina from Ikarai. So one Italian to Lithuanian, and one Lithuanian company.
Yes, Giada, thank you. We have several questions for you. Do you want to answer them now or later after the presentations of the
as you were saying, we were thinking about covering the Q&A session in the end.
Of course.
Maybe after the success stories, if it's fine for
course.
you. So I'm stopping my presentation, so I leave the floor to Giorgio Alasia, and thanks for being with us.
Okay, thanks, Giada. So good morning to everybody. Do you hear me, first of all? Okay, great. So I want to start, of course, thanking the organizers of this important event for their invitation. And in particular, I would like to thank the Lithuanian Embassy in Italy and the Italian Embassy in Lithuania, because they have always supported us in our activities, and their support has been always fundamental. I will share a presentation. Okay, do you see it?
Yes.
Okay,
very
great.
well, thank you.
Okay, so Gruppo FOS is a medium company. We are listed in the stock market. Our revenues is about 30 million euros. We are about 280 people. We are part of the ecosystem that Pierre-Ponte has described. So our headquarters is in the place Erzelli in Genoa. So I'm speaking from the Erzelli, and we are part of the PLS, the Ligurian pole dedicated to life science. In fact, our experience of cooperation between Italy and Lithuania is related to life science. So I will give you a brief description of our experience. So we started working in Lithuania about 10 years ago, we explored the territory of Lithuania. We were guided by Invest Lithuania to this. And first of all, we started cooperating with R&D centers, which are fundamental for our model. So we signed the first agreement with the University of Kaunas Technology. And when we opened our offices, because we created a UAB, which was legal entity in Lithuania, and we opened our offices in Santaka Valley in Kaunas 2 years later. We got the first funding. We signed a financing agreement for the Smart Invest LP project funded by the Ministry of Economy, and we started important work in R&D in life sciences. And in 3 years of work, we reached a high level. In fact, we patented a new system for brain stroke monitoring, and we patented this system cooperating with LSMU, which is the Medical University of Kaunas, and KTU, of course. Then we started work in the business environment in Lithuania, in particular with R&D only, and we participated 2 times to the Life Science Baltic Conference, which is one of the most important conference in the Baltic area, in particular dedicated to life science. We were exhibitors in 218 and last time 223, and this has been very, very important. This conference is a very, very key place where we can create international coordination, meet funding, investors, etc. So it's really an important place where to be creative. Then, of course, as I told you before, we have a very strong relation with the Lithuania embassy in Italy. So we met both of the former ambassador and also the present ambassador, Her Excellency Mrs. Dalia Kaiviene, our owners and administrator, met her last year in Rome. Then we, as I told, we are part of the economic system in Lithuania. We are part of the Italian Chamber of Commerce. So we work a lot of them. We have been really helped by them. And we have also participated to some business forum organized by the Chamber of Commerce in order to present our history and how the business relation between Italy and Lithuania for small medium enterprises and for technological small medium enterprises could work. This is part of our success story. So we received an award because our UAB Group of Lithuania has been ranked as the best startup in the Kaunas area in 2020. And you see that is an article of the Sole 24 Ore, which is the main Italian business newspaper. And there is a paper describing our experience of bringing Made in Italy to Vilnius to Lithuania. So we must acknowledge all the partners who have strongly contributed to our success. So first of all, Invest Lithuania, which is the national agency to support foreign investors to start business in Lithuania. Enterprise Lithuania, which is the national agency to help Lithuanian agencies, because we became a Lithuanian agency with our local entity to work with abroad. The institution, the 2 embassies, and the Italian Chamber of Commerce, and some R&D key partners, again, KTU, the University of Kaunas, the Medical University of Kaunas, and Santaka Valley, which is the incubator. To conclude, we can say that our experience that we are part of the business environment in Italy, we know it very well, but we have 10 years experience of the business environment in Lithuania. So we are absolutely available at disposal to companies who want to enter in contact and better understand what it means to collaborate between these 2 countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Giorgio Allasia. Thank you, Gruppo FOSS. This is a very interesting witness on how a an Italian company managed to enter the Lithuanian market, but it also shows how the 2 cultures got together well and they are thriving. So now I would like to give the floor to the other side, the other success story, to Lina Domekine. I hope I pronounce it well, from ICRAI.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to participate in this webinar. It's really professional, and really thank you for Janita Platania. I saw really insightful notes, and actually some of them we're already facing, and we can confirm that. So my name is Lina Domeikienė. I'm presenting ICAR liquid fertilizers. This is modern liquid fertilizers producer. We're located in Kėdainiai. And yes, so we are producing unique liquid fertilizers, which are absorbed very fastly by leaves. Composition is also unique. And that's how we are presenting ourselves as innovative, modern producer from European Union. All right, so sharing about our knowledge of entering Italian market, I can say and confirm that most important are personal relationship. So all our first business relationship came via personal advice, recommendations, and after what we are building then our personal relationship with those companies, and firstly starting and then making our business. Other points what I can also note about being present in Italy, that is very important recommendations. So without recommendations, it's practically from the beginning is really difficult to enter. And I can say that we can say that even commercials on the digital platforms that are not so important, but the personal relationship it is. I can say that Italians, they can see digital commercials on the platforms, but they always will ask others, do you know this company? What can you tell? Maybe you can recommend or share your experience. So this is we already are facing when this feedback is coming back to us. Next thing, what is really important to entering the Italian market, we know that we need to have a local person speaking local language. So, it's really important to have this person, because he might convert even cultural language, and with what for Lithuanians sometimes it's different than in that than Italians are behaving or speaking. And also presence of the Italian-speaking person in Italy. It is very important that Italian business contacts, they will know that they can contact that person if they will face with some problem. So it is somehow very close to them, what they can rely and get help or service of that person. So yeah, so in that case, merging those 2 points, like recommendations and the presence of a local person, we can say that Italians really acting curiously but carefully. So that means that they are interested in new things, in new companies, new technologies, new presentations, but they are always checking with those who knows and who can recommend. Third point, what I want to underline, it's really important to be visible in that market. So that means we need to participate in local affairs, conferences, seminars, and to be visible in that market. And the local language or person who can speak Italian is really supportive in that case. As from Mrs. Giada already saw the presentation that MacFruit for us is the company who is active in agricultural life. So we already been there this year and we are planning to be there next year as well. And of course, having this local person who can navigate us and help in the language barrier. One more thing, what I want to tell, what was not maybe mentioned in this presentation, so that Italians like to work a lot, and even to make a meeting in the late evening, let's say for Lithuanians, like 5, 6 o'clock our local time, it's totally normal in Italy. And also we need to know that the meeting time or meeting period might be long or last longer than we expect. So if we start, let's say at 6, we can finish it at 8, and it's totally okay for Italians, or when maybe for Lithuanians, we already know that it's already family time or for other activities, personal activities. So we need really to evaluate this and to know that in evening even it's better to make those personal relationships stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina. But this is so, I mean, sometimes Italians tend to be a little bit workaholic also because there is a fluid sort of balance between personal life and work life. So
Yes.
First you have to get to know persons. So in order to, and you can do a lot of business while dining together at a restaurant, because
Yes.
you get more informal and you can be more concrete sometimes. So, and
Yeah,
then
so-
you do the rest.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you a lot for this invitation or participation.
Thanks to you. Thanks for your intervention. And now, Ingrida, would you like to start with the questions?
Yes, please. We have the question from one, I guess, food company, and they ask you, Giada, do you think that Lithuanian agricultural or food producer companies have any chance of selling their products in Italy, such as cheese or ice cream, where Italy is considered genius? Is it possible to compete to Lithuanian companies with made in Italy products in this area?
Of course, you want to sell ice cream to penguins, so, but it is possible. Everything is possible. The point is you have to be aware, and you are aware, that you're going to challenge an already mature market. So what it means that you need a really good strategic approach in order to show what really differentiates you, what makes your products outstanding and desirable for the Italian consumers. This is very important. So what can you highlight? You can highlight that you have unique ingredients, or you have a special method of production that makes your cheese or your ice cream the most amazing and most wanted in the world. You have to fascinate people. Italians are very attracted by special things. So if you are able to convince Italian customers that your product is really unique, then you might find the market. For instance, you have unique flavors, or you are very health focused. As you know, Italians are very much, we all look at the etiquette, what's on the labels, what's there, what's not there, too low, too high sugar, too much, there is lactose, there's no, etc. Or maybe you use a special kind of milk source so you have to find the right means of attractions. Another mean of attraction could be focusing on the sustainable or organic side, because Italians, we are more and more conscious about sustainability aspects and organic aspects. Most of, for instance, Sicily is one of the most important producers of organic products in Europe. So, or if they are eco-friendly, if there is also a very interesting narrative behind your product. Besides, of course, quality must be outstanding. But besides the very good quality, you have to be able to show why you are special. Another important point, besides just thinking of selling the product, is maybe you can think about collaborative approaches. So instead of trying to replace an Italian product, which might be in a specific segment, like cheese or ice cream, but it might be the same for other products, you might find a success through a joint venture, a collaboration. For instance, you can introduce some ice creams, or you can introduce a specific line of ice cream in a brand, or, I mean, there are many ways or you can partner with some Italian distributors who can put on the shelves your products together with the Italian offers. So they can be put on display together with Italian offers. So there are several ways. The important is to think carefully about your market entry strategy. Another possibility could be the niche markets, specialty stores. There you can find Italian shop owners who might be really interested in acquiring gourmet or special food from various parts of the world. And as I was saying, Lithuania is a very fascinating country. You might work on that, but you have to make yourself known.
Okay, thank you. There
I
is
hope I
another.
answered on this.
Yes. So we have another question from a metal company. They ask, is there any potential in Italy for sheet metal product manufacturer who's offering letter boxes, parcel boxes, garden decorating items?
So here we're talking about lifestyle, we're talking about design. So in this case, again, do in your strategy, do an accurate market research. There might be some areas of Italy, like north of Italy, more interesting than others, or specific niche areas, like all the garden shops or household shops, etc. Again, what I'm saying, position your product in terms of why it is special. You have a special design, or your letter boxes have a special security system so that no one will be able to open the letterbox. I'm inventing, eh? So just show why you're unique. Use also the e-commerce channels, because this is very easy, because I see that this is might be a B2B product, but it might be also B2C product. And maybe it might be interesting also to get connected with big buildings, big real estate or urbanization areas, so you can get in touch together with the management of these areas to sell a good number of letterboxes, a system of letterboxes. And another important point might be on customization or providing what it is called servitization. So creating unique design, customized design for the specific customers. So they will buy this if they can adapt the features to their own tastes, especially when we're talking about home decor.
Thank you. And another question from the same company: what are the best ways to find B2B companies to potentially work with them?
We were saying that before, so participate in all the events. As also Lina Demekina was saying, it's important to be visible, make yourself known, explore. So show one possibility is through Enterprise Europe Network to participate in the events that you are organizing in the B2B meetings, participate in fairs. That's what we do with our companies from Sicily when we want to raise the attention towards a product, but also individually show you're there, because there are hundreds and hundreds of producers of very nice metal works. Why should think about always about the why? Why should an Italian choose you?
Thank you.
What makes you special?
Thank you. So this is it. Do we have more questions? If there are any more questions, you can quickly write them on the chat.
I have, as you know, I have the other slides about focusing on several activities, but I know we are out of time. So
Yes.
I think that, I mean, you see, well, I'm focusing on the 3: fashion, food and furniture, 3F, but we'll go on furniture, life science, cosmetics, green tech. It's one slide focused on the sector, and the second on opportunities, transport and logistics. There is a plethora of links that you might use to contact several associations. But of course, we're there as Sicindustria, as Confindustria contact points, as Enterprise Europe Network, as embassies, as Italian trade agencies, Italian Chamber of Commerce. So you have a wide choice of stakeholders to contact. And here you can find my contacts, but of course, my friends and colleagues, whom I thank with my heart, Ingrida and Irma, are there to give support.
So thank you very much, Giada. Thank you all the speakers for these interesting presentations and valuable insights. I'm sure this was useful for all our companies. We will definitely share your presentations with all the companies that have joined, just in case they will have any more questions to get directly to us or to you. Thank you for this joint project of so many people to make this great event happen. I think it was successful, and I thank you one more time for joining.
Ingrid, if I can stop you right just
Yes.
a moment, about collaboration, about sustainability, about access to finance and support for transition planning. I put the link on the chat about the STAGE project, because this might be interesting. There is an open call right now until December.
Yes, thank you, Giada. So thank you one more time. We will be sharing information with you. Thanks. And we can probably stop the seminar until our next times. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Have a great day.